Here you go, boys. Say, you both look like you got a furphy or two to tell.
G'day everybody and welcome to Crackin Furphys, the news commentary podcast where the boys and I crack furphies over some cold ones. I'm your publican Drew Agnew, and joining me along the bar are my good mates Ash, Jan and Tom. Guys, how are we going today? Tom, we'll start with you. Hey, what's going on?
Not a great deal. Things are going well. We moved house in about 3 days, so that's probably the biggest thing on my horizon. But other than that, not a great deal, just working, back at work now after holidays and isolation, and just back to the good life.
Whereabouts are you living now? What's your full address, including postcode and state?
It is 74 Your Mum's House, South End.
Why do so many people live there?
Yeah, I didn't realise South End really needed a gigantic dormitory accommodation, but here we are.
Yeah, this donger is actually in South End.
This donger.
Every now and again I call past there too. She's really hospitable.
We almost said hostile.
Yeah, well, there were some times.
I think she would be if she ever heard this podcast.
Every homestay comes with a free punch to the face.
Welcome, dickhead, here you are. Bam.
Right
1,
in
2,
the head.
good night.
I'm going to vote that 5 stars on Airbnb. That was great.
You will rate me 5 stars or I will knock you out again.
No, she's not on Airbnb. It's just Facebook Marketplace.
Just in a buy, swap, sell page.
Stay away from her bins.
Yeah, we learnt that last week.
Yeah.
All right,
This is something I'm not aware of.
Dan, how you going, my friend?
Yeah, quite good, quite good. Bit of a quieter week, which is nice. Looking forward to doing a whole lot of not much over the coming week and Easter, and yeah,
I
pretty quiet week for me.
I forgot it was Easter next weekend. That's pretty exciting. Any plans? Going on any chocolate egg hunts?
I'm going to go into hibernation for 4 days.
Sounds awesome. I dare say Tom will be with young kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We have this fun game that we play every year, chocolate or plastic explosives. And it's just basically the same premise as an egg hunt, but it's a little bit spicier, a little bit more danger.
Oh, yeah. No, like
The trick is they're all plastic explosives.
That's right.
I dare say Ash will be there since kids are involved.
Let's not get this podcast cancelled.
Is it just going to become podcast canon that I have a thing for kids?
Well,
No, we better not, because that's awful.
that's damaging to kids all around Australia.
You should see the ones I get a hold of.
Oh, no.
I'll have it known to everybody that listens that I actually don't like kids at all.
That's the
I
joke.
don't-
That's the joke. There's
don't
no
enjoy
there's no
being around
pedophilia joke here. It's just very much Ash. It's just like, I don't want to be around a kid.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
He punched Drew's new baby the first time he saw him. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh no,
Man down.
What's happened?
I don't know.
All the recording down the bottom just dropped as well.
Yeah, and I can hear
Feedback from someone.
feedback from somewhere.
Yeah.
Might be Dan's, was it?
Yeah, I need a new microphone.
No, it's all good, boys. I'm still backing it up on my other stuff, so let's keep going.
It's got a little bit more editing to do.
Yeah. Well,
Gerard Butler Band.
or maybe it's just behind the scenes. It's just how it works here at the bar. Anything can happen. There can be Big Terry coming in who's been on ice and wants to start a fight. And I think that's what happened on Zencaster. Just Barry wanted to fight when he's on drugs.
Tough Terry.
I think that as soon as the barman heard me talking about diving through a small door crack to punch a baby, he was like, this guy needs to be cut off.
You know what? That could very well be the case. Who knows?
Revoke his seniors card. Send him home.
Yeah.
So let's try and correct our waves, Ash. How are you going, my friend? Let's redeem ourselves.
Well, I've been doing... My work's gotten even busier. They've made me leading hand, which I think I said last time. But yeah, I'm still doing it, which I didn't think I was going to be, and I am.
All right.
And it's very, very busy, which is why I was late to this recording. Not that anybody listening would know that, but I was. And yeah, I don't have any furfies prepared because I didn't have time. Been a very busy boy.
So how long were you meant to be sort of heading things up?
Well, it's ongoing. We don't have anybody to do it at the moment.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was the person to fill in, considering I don't even work for the company. I'm a contractor. It's a pretty odd situation that I'm in, but oh well. The work's easy. It's busy, but it's easy.
Is that just because like COVID held some people up and whatever?
People have left. COVID are stopping them from finding new staff. It's a massive chain of events that have led to this situation.
Yeah. Oh, well, they'll put you in a pretty good place to be like, all right, well, you need me, pay me.
Yeah.
Hope it's working out well for you.
Well, yeah, I'm getting paid decently enough, as you'd fucking want to be, being in Meekatharra. Or here's a fun story. Being in Meekatharra, two of our site utes got stolen last night.
Oh. And what shipping container did you put them in?
We've already made jokes about it being an inside job, but no, people from Meekatharra broke into site and took our utes, and it's a 24-hour site, so there were people on site. They just walked in, got in them, and drove away, and no one noticed.
Yeah, right.
I bet you they were carrying clipboards because no one ever questions anyone with clipboards.
Clipboards and a high-vis vest.
Oh, here's danger.
Is that Patrick Dangerfield?
What's Patrick Dangerfield doing in South Australia?
It actually is Patrick Dangerfield.
Oh, there
Say
he is.
hello, Patrick Dangerfield. You say hello up here?
Tell him to say hello.
I waved, which doesn't really work in audio media.
Say hello. Older Patrick Dangerfield, you've just been in a time warp. You want to say hello?
Wow, he grew up quick.
Yeah.
Changed his
What are you
jumper.
feeding them? They're growing up right before our eyes.
I'm feeding them the younger Patrick Dangerfield, so it boosts their DNA.
Oh, good idea.
It saves a whole heap on mess as well.
And a whole lot on trade papers
Yeah.
when they eventually want to go to Geelong.
Now, I'm fairly certain you had some more big news. Are you planning on going overseas sometime soon?
Oh, yeah? I honestly had forgotten about that.
I've just casually forgotten about my big European trip.
It's not a big European trip. I'm going to England.
Via Afghanistan.
Good luck.
I just really want some oil.
You and Biden.
No, I'm going to the Ukraine. To fight for the...
Freedom fighter.
He's going
No.
to punch Putin in the face.
I'm going to England for a couple of festivals, but they're both one's on the 3rd of June and one is on the 23rd. So they're far enough apart that I'm going to be there for a month, but I'm going to a few shows in
Wicked.
between. The second festival as well is actually in the Netherlands.
Oh,
So I'll do a little bit of traveling. I'll be in London the festival. I fly there on the 29th of May. The festival's on the 3rd. And then there's a couple of shows after that. One's on the 5th, and I think one's on the 10th. And then I'll fill in the time however I see fit in between.
Yeah, sounds good.
I've also never been overseas before. So I was thinking about making a I don't know what you'd call it, like a video journal of me
A travel
a vlog?
yeah, like a vlog even, of me working it all out and having no idea what I'm doing and probably getting arrested at the border at customs.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I'd like to watch
Because
that. Yeah.
I have no idea how any of this works, and it's going to be me figuring it out in live time. So I think that has the potential to be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Where can we send money? Is there a GoFundMe page? So we
You can
GoPro?
So I'll post the link where you guys can. I'll post a GoFundMe link where you guys can post my bail when I am arrested.
Nah, we
bail
won't
me.
help with that, mate. You're on your own.
What are you going to do when you appear on border security in England? What are you going to smuggle in your suitcase to get on English TV?
I will ring Mark McGowan, because he is the border security specialist.
Bring some Vaso as well. Just make everything so much easier for him.
It'll make it easier for me.
So what
I'll be stopping them at the borders.
what bands are you looking forward to seeing over there?
Oh, there's a lot.
The Vanga Boys.
Just like three. Pick three for the sake of
Dickin.
Electric Callboy, formerly Eskimo Callboy. The Dropkick Murphys.
Oh, yeah,
and if I had to pick one more out of this big list, Hot Milk.
Oh, yes, awesome. I like them. Yeah, very
they're
cool.
really good, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love them.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Like
They just released a new song.
I think that came up on my Apple Music at one stage. I think.
Yeah, I discovered them
don't
on
know.
I found them on my Discover Weekly on Spotify. I try to listen to it every week because
I do too.
occasionally I get golden finds like that.
Some gems.
Yeah, I find like when I'm at work, like crutching, I've got like heavy music listening. So my music discovery is just like all screamo. But I'm like, all right, I put on like a country playlist or something just like to go to sleep one night. Then next week it's all country music. I'm like, come on, give me some variety. I don't need just the one genre all the time. Especially
Slim Dusty, Tchaikovsky, Megadeth.
Have a beer with Drew.
I had this
my
weird
Discover Weekly at the moment.
I had this weird realization recently at work, actually. Country music's not that bad.
That's good.
I used to just assume that I hated it because everyone does, and then one of the guys at work was putting on a country playlist. So I didn't like every song, but some of the songs that played, I was like, this song is really good.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of good tunes to them. It's good sometimes too. Like you're listening to pop music and it's like the guys singing about loving the girl and all that. But you listen to country music, so they're singing about liking girls as well, or boys, or whoever's singing about it. But they're in a pickup truck instead. This is a bit different.
They're singing about liking somebody, but they also actually mean it.
A cold beer.
A cold beer in a pickup truck.
Bo Burnham, I know.
Yep.
I know what you're referencing.
Yep.
I love
A
that.
simple
song.
adjective.
Rattle down, simple adjective. If you guys haven't seen Bo Burnham's Make Happy special on Netflix, I highly recommend it.
Pretty much all of Bo Burnham's specials. I mean, I think Inside is an absolute masterpiece, so...
I do too, but I personally actually prefer Make Happy.
Because it makes you happy, whereas Inside just crushes your soul and dreams.
Well, it does a bit of both, but yeah, Inside definitely does crush your souls and dreams. We watched that when we were in lockdown in Melbourne too, so we were all not sure what we were meant to laugh at and meant to be like, ooh.
I haven't seen it. The last special I watched were the Oscars, where Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. That was the last comedy I've seen.
Did it win the Oscar for Best Comedy?
He won the Oscar for not being allowed there for the next 10 years.
Congratulations.
I think my microphone just cut out again. Can you hear me?
We can hear through like your laptop.
Yeah, very poorly.
Hold on.
Very poorly.
Just, I know you're the leading hand, but stop fingering your microphone.
Yeah, you got to
Hello, is that better?
Yeah, that's better, man. You're back.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Well, this is
I
clearly
need
the
to
technical difficulty
lean
special.
forwards so the microphone can hear me well, but not forwards enough that I accidentally bump the cable.
See, boys, look at this. Ash, he's in the mines. He's earning the coin. Can't buy a fucking cable.
Yeah.
We're just teasing
save
you.
it all for that England trip.
Just teasing you.
spend
That's
it
true.
all on cocaine.
Oh.
Oh,
And then stealing
I'm not
utes.
really. Yeah, I'm
most of it.
just at least half.
Just $1,000 here and there, a bit of a here and there. Nothing too much. Don't want to get too excessive. But you got to wean yourself onto it. You're like a young calf being weaned off of milk. You get a little bit here and there.
I'm weaning myself on, not off.
Yeah, well, however that weaning on works, but that is exactly what you're doing. Yeah.
The reverse wean. Everyone.
No, I'm gonna do whatever the opposite of cold turkey is, where I'm gonna just not do it, and then I'm just gonna do it all the time, all day, every day.
Just hot turkey.
Warm chicken.
Hot turkey. Oh, this is completely unrelated to everything we were just talking about, but hot turkey reminded me. There's an alarm that goes off in our workshop every now and then, and there's like 3 lights on this board.
It's the kid alarm.
And whichever one of those lights comes on tells you what the alarm's coming on for. And one of them has gone off like 3 or 4 times since I've been there, and you just mute the alarm and tell the office people that it's going off. None of the other ones have gone off, but this one has like 3 or 4 times, and the alarm is for turkey nest. What is that?
Oh, it's when
Is that
turkeys are
telling us
nesting
that
in the
there are-
roof, and your alarm goes off.
Have the turkeys escaped? Like,
The turkeys are free.
the turkeys are going to swarm.
Little did you know,
Stop them. The Great Turkey War.
that's actually the alarm for 2 of the work utes being stolen.
Weirdly, it didn't go off last night.
Maybe it's someone watching Chicken Run, and it's just triggering the alarm.
You're like, no, this alarm's not wired up properly. It's going off for chickens.
How was your week in Melbourne? Like, you went out to a couple of concerts and that. Like,
I did.
how was that?
No masks? Full capacity gigs with no masks. What a time to be alive. I've probably got COVID, but it was worth it.
Yeah, did you have any cough or niggle or anything like that? Or?
I feel fine. No symptoms at all. Everybody signs it. Well, presumably everybody signs in. I did. And yeah, no, it was just great fun. I went and saw Pride Lands, who are, a few of you would know some of the members from that band. They're from Millicent Mount Gambier area. They
A
put
lovely
on
bunch of lads.
excellent show at the North Pit Social Club. I've seen them live probably about 7 or 8 times now, and they're just unreal every time. They're an incredible band. They played Unified this year. They just got put on the lineup because they had been on it previously, but they won the Triple J Unearthed competition to open it the second day of the festival. This time they got on the lineup off their own backs.
And
so that's
their new album,
very good.
That's awesome.
Light Benz, is out. Available to buy
Yes.
in all good stores.
And they did
Is
not pay
very
for this
good.
blog.
They didn't at all. They have no idea I'm talking about this, and they'll probably never hear it.
Definitely won't. Unless you clip it and send it to them.
No, then they'll be like, this cunt wants free stuff.
You just want a habini, don't you?
Yes. Give me beanies.
Ash,
No, I
get
still
off
have my
those
head
coattails, bitch.
I'm sure Mason or Josh or someone can send you a beanie.
No, I don't even know if they have beanies, to be honest.
How?
I've got some of their merch already,
You got to support them.
which I paid for myself. Thanks, Pride Lands.
I can't remember if I got a shirt that night that I went out with you because we ended up really, really drunk when we went watching.
Yeah, we've done that a few times.
He probably left it on his bedroom floor that night, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
Crazier things have happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
I've
did
only
sleep in the same bed.
That's
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with sleeping in the same bed.
Initiate the fan art.
All 2 fans.
Just Araby feverishly sketching away.
No, well, 2 fans. I thought it was just going to be me and Dan drawing pictures of you two.
Fine.
Nah, that sounds awesome. Like, yeah, you've got a pretty awesome next couple of months, man. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, my next break as well. I don't mean to rub it in, but my next break, there's a music festival happening in Bastleton, which is a bit south of Perth, called Out of the Woods. And I'm very much looking forward to that. It's a 2-day festival. We're down there Friday to Sunday. It's going to be very, very good. Grinspoon are one of the headliners, and I love Grinspoon.
That is a hard act to follow.
It really is.
I hate myself, but I also...
But Tom, you're
Well
such a
played,
fine-looking
well played.
fellow.
Oh, wee.
No, there's some other really good artists on the lineup as well, but I'm personally most excited for Grinspoon.
Yeah, they're just... They think they're all champions.
I've got no idea when I'll get to another festival because the last one I went to was like in 2015 or something. Was Soundwave in Adelaide.
Oh, Soundwave.
We went to
All-time favourite festival.
the one night stand in Lucendale that one year where
Oh, did
I
you
got
guys
to-
go to that? I was also at that.
I think we've had
I
this
came
conversation
down for
before. We're like, oh,
Yeah,
I was
I
there.
think we have.
Yeah, we were there.
That was
somewhere.
very good too.
Well,
I missed all of Ocean Alley trying to line up for the merch stand, but I was also not that fast because I was there.
Can't
more
Ocean
for
Alley play
location
every
rather than the
festival?
lineup.
What merch were you after then?
I just bought like a hat and a shirt.
Oh, well, you could have been a groupie and got one for free.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
hey,
Pride
Ocean
Lands
Alley.
are on that lineup, man. What are you doing?
Anyways, I think it's time to crack a few Furphys.
I think you're right, Dan. Who wants to jump in first? So Ash is just basically here to be like, yeah, nah.
Freeloading bastard.
No, he's just like, oh yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know this, I know this story, so I'll just sit back and
Hey, to
work
be
it
fair,
out.
I haven't done that in a while.
You haven't been on here in a while.
I had 1 week off.
That's the good thing. Like Ash is a bit busier now. He's not just checking
That's
out the
right.
news every lunch break. He's busy organising tax returns and
Stealing work utes and
Leading with his hand.
oh.
That sounds like a very strange innuendo.
anyways,
What if
moving
it
right
is?
along. I'm happy to go first.
All right, Dan can go first since he's one of those goody little two shoes you would find at school. But I'll go first. It's okay, Dan.
He's the guy at the end when everybody's like the class has ended, everybody's leaving. He's like, "Oh, teacher, do we have any homework?"
No, that's screw you guys. I'm going to go last now.
All right, who's more confident out of me or Tom? I'm going to say neither of us.
I'm actually confident this week.
Oh, let's go for it, Tom.
I said that last
Ooh.
week, but I had crumbled pretty hard. But get ready.
The 1 week I'm not here is the week Tom crumbles.
And it was bad.
He did a Drew Agnew crumble. Where it's just like,
Did he ad lib the story like you did that time?
his story was about
A 2D printer.
was it a
Removing the third
So what, you
dimension.
mean a regular printer?
Yes, I do.
Ash, his story was a 3D printing company moving towards a 2D printing company, but he pretty much butchered the story. But it turns out the whole story was already made for him because it was an April Fool's joke by said company.
Yeah. They did it much better than I did, and I had time to think about it, and I did it worse.
But that's the thing. Like with stuff like that, if
Just
there's
copy and paste.
if there's already Furphys out there, there's no rule to say that we have to particularly make them up either.
This is true.
That is true.
If that's the way you want to
Yeah,
go
you
about
give
it, I
me
guess
an
you can. Like,
Well, there was a few April Fool's jokes for like reveals of stuff.
The evolution.
Maybe I'll
of the
save
Furphy.
one.
All right. I'll give you my headlines. Thick and fast.
oh fuck.
See if you can pick the theme here, guys.
That's how I like it.
All right. First headline is $8 million embarrassment. Second headline is woman wins 10 million after accidentally pushing the wrong button on lottery machine.
Oh, good job.
And the third and final story is a veteran won 4 million lottery prize using the numbers from a fortune cookie.
Ooh, the old winning theme, eh?
I think we definitely need more details on story one because there's no details there. It's like a clickbait article.
Thanks, BuzzFeed.
Number 4 will shock you.
It did. Number 5 was pretty good too.
All right. Washington man Martin Schwartz has been left humiliated when going to check his scratch and win ticket at his local store.
Oh.
After excitedly revealing an almost perfect panel and rushing down to the B&K convenience store and smoke shop, he was greeted by the clerk with heartbreaking news. The ticket itself is a prank, the like that has seen a rise in recent years. It can be bought online. Mr. Schwartz, left in disbelief, began to make a scene within the store, prompting other customers to call local authorities to break up the disturbance. So, essentially, the man had been given a scratches ticket by his partner, and she didn't tell him that was a fake. So after he scratched it, he's gone down to the store that he knows they usually get their scratchies from, only to find out that it was fake. And he cracked a wobbly.
That's the stitch up of a lifetime, that's for sure. Could you imagine the range of emotions you'd go through? Just like, holy shit. And you go down there and you're just like the biggest con artist. Everyone's like, what the fuck, mate?
Probably went to a mine site and stole a ute.
2.
I stole both of them.
Yeah. All right. The second story is When a stranger bumps into you, you might get an apology. But Laquidra Edwards got $10 million. Last November, Edwards had just put on a $40 into a lottery ticket vending machine at a supermarket in Los Angeles when some rude person causing her to accidentally push the wrong number on the machine. He just bumped into me and didn't say a thing and walked out the door, Edwards said. A veteran won... No, never mind. That's part of the next story.
You just go on.
Crumbling begins.
Yes. No, that's okay. That's it. That's all I have for that. And the next story underneath is a veteran won $4 million lottery prize using the numbers from a fortune cookie. A North Carolina veteran turned restaurant meal into a Mega Millions jackpot after he used the numbers from his fortune cookie to win a $4 million prize. Gabriel Fierro and his wife ate at Red Bull Asian Bistro in Charlotte about once a week. According to the NC Education Lottery, last week, however, their cookies were extra fortunate. Fierro said he decided on a whim to play his fortune cookie numbers in last Tuesday's drawing and ended up with the largest win in the history of online play in the state. As the lottery explained in a blog post, Fierro bought his ticket using online play and added $1 to make it a mega player ticket, which would multiply any win. He matched all 5 white balls to win 1 million, which quadrupled to 4 million when the 4 times a mega player hit. Fierro initially couldn't believe his own luck.
For a second there, I thought you said
the first
veteran turned restaurant meal. I was like, that's quite a bit of a change in career.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I also just want to point out that once a week is a lot, like very frequently to be eating at the same place. I don't doubt that he does, but people do that, and it just baffles me.
You got to shame him.
At a certain time of your life, you just give up, and you're like, well...
Eat somewhere else. Try something new.
I know the schnitzels here aren't burnt, so I'm just going to go here once a week.
Yeah, by the time you get that age,
teach you this lesson, old man.
by the time you get that age, you know what you like. You know,
It's true.
just keep
Maybe
it.
it is just
Some people
really,
like
really
kids.
good.
Yeah, some people do.
Some people don't.
Like I like kids. That's why I had one.
Same. So I had 2.
Yeah, I don't like them
I
that
hate
much.
kids. I've got 6.
All with different mothers, eh?
Yeah.
You
one with a
leave
different
Brandy
father.
out of this.
Okay, so we can leave Brandy out, but what about Sapphire?
Ooh.
No, she's okay.
Sapphire's lovely. She's doing really well at the moment. Don't.
All right.
Saf just got her PhD.
Oh, good for her.
Back to the stories, by the way. I'm just going to stab. That's all I can do because I have no idea. I'm going to go with the middle one just because you blundered on the telling. You fed into the next story. That's the only reason I'm choosing it.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of the lady in story number 2?
Laquidra Edwards. I think. I'm trying not to butcher that. It's Laquuedra.
This could be a double bluff, but I feel like that's you've just made up a ridiculous name to throw us off the scent.
Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. You'll never
Sorry,
know.
was story number 2 the one where they hit the wrong number?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. I mean, that could happen, but I don't know. They're all pretty, like, you know, unrealistic, very lucky if any of them were to happen.
Well, the prank one isn't really.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But I'm sure that sounds very possible because I know that those fake scratchies are real things.
Yeah, I'm going to look in number 2 as well.
2 dose.
What should I do? Oh, I'm a bit excited. I could be
free agent.
I could
You
be
can do anything you want.
I could be the loser or the one that turns the tide here. I'm a bit excited actually, boys.
Drew's
Ooh.
getting hot in his britches.
Yeah, I am. Look, I want to go story number 2
There's
as
a
well,
sweat
but
running down that temple.
look, I don't
His
see
slacks are tightening.
they're always tight. Look, I'm looking at Tom. I'm not seeing any beading sweat appearing on his forehead just yet. His cheeks are still, not that red. So I'm not quite sure. He's pulling his weight here, boys. I might go story number 2 as well, just so I don't stall for time. I actually don't know. Story number 2, just to, I'm never one to pick my own destiny. Just always one following, tagging behind others. Just like the old donkey at the back with the horses. Just
The old donkey following Shrek.
Yep. Just hey Shrek, I love you, man. Why do you love me, Shrek?
Well, I can tell you.
I couldn't have picked a voice that sounded less like donkey than the one that you just did.
I bet you could. Are you not saying my donkey impression was spot on? Eddie Murphy was just like, oh, Shrek, oh, Shrek.
The Furphy was the $8 million embarrassment. The fake scratchy.
Oh.
I just saw the other 2 and I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw in a fake scratchy ticket and see what happens.
Beautiful work, Tom.
Laquidra Edwards or Laquidra Andrews, whatever your name is if you're listening, I'm sorry for saying your name was ridiculous.
No, it's a dumb name. I'm not mad.
Find her on Facebook and just clip this and send it to her. Is that promotion for the podcast or just bullying?
Is this $10 million winning Laquidra Edwards? You got a dumb name, lady.
She's like, I know.
Why do you think I used $3 million to change my name?
No,
First stop on the way home, deed poll.
No, honestly, boys, her name's fine. Just leave her alone. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. I won't have any of that stuff in this podcast. That's enough.
It's a family podcast, boys.
It is. I'm sure she's a nice lady. I'm sick of it. Tom.
Is it?
I'm ashamed. Ash, I'm ashamed you and even bringing it up, all right, my friend?
What did I bring up?
Look,
You're the only one that did.
Yeah, I know. Oh. Tom just whips off the beanie. He's getting hot after that story.
It's getting hot in here.
I don't blame him. I'm a bit hot as well.
The beads of sweat are beginning to fall.
My work here is done.
Yeah, no, he's had a clean sweep. Yeah, I should have gone something different, boys. I was the donkey. I was Shrek's donkey. I shouldn't have been. I should have been Lord Farquaad trying to really take Fiona out of Shrek's hands.
You got fooled by that really nice boulder that I placed over there.
It was a
Nice boulder.
nice boulder. Oh, look at Shrek. Oh.
All right, can you please read out your Furphys in a donkey voice?
Who let Eddie
Absolutely
Murphy in
not.
here?
It's just if you want to do like an interview that really gains traction, I'll just do an Eddie Murphy impression. You just interview Eddie Murphy. What would you ask Eddie Murphy right now if he was right here?
What's up with them teeth?
What do you think of Drew's impression of your voice?
Well, Tom.
I love how fast this podcast breaks down when all 4 of us are here.
It's fun.
It just devolves.
We're having fun.
We are.
Leave
I
us
ask
alone.
Eddie Murphy a question.
We don't have. Go for it, Ash. Ask Eddie Murphy a question.
Why aren't you funny anymore?
Oh, shots fired. Are you just going to take that, Eddie?
Oh, damn, Ash.
That sounded like Scooby-Doo.
Ruh-roh.
Look, I got. Ooh. I got to work on it. Sorry, boys. I'll let you all down. All right, let's jump into my story since Dan has just really rebelled against the system. He's going last. He's not the goody two-shoes we all known him to be.
Fuck you, teacher.
Oh, all right.
He's now wagging class.
I'm smoking cigarettes behind the bike shed, all right?
Yeah, he's just choking. He's choking on rollies without filters behind the bike shed.
White Ox, no filter, hey?
Yeah, no.
You know what? Screw maths class. I'm going to go down to the servo and get myself a Boss Dog and a Coke, all right?
No, not a Coke. Get a Monster Energy drink. That's what then stick the sticker on the teacher's car.
Change your name to Kyle.
Put some fear into the plasterboard around you.
All right.
Whip some wet toilet paper at the walls.
Oh, God. Kids are so stupid.
So just so the listeners know, Tom is now taking his shirt off.
Well, I think he's left the bar and he's gone to the toilet for a bit. Oh, that was a quick piss, Tom.
Yeah, mate. It's not far to aim when you're hitting your mouth.
I was literally going to say
was on this
basically
podcast.
the exact same thing.
I was going to say you put a dent in the urinal, it was that quick, but I guess, that's a way about going for it as well. All right, let's jump into my stories, boys. So story number 1, sheep feed grain recalled over chemical mismanagement. Story number 2, Kinder chocolate egg recall broadens over salmonella fears. And story number 3, I was looking at Ash's face, which no one can see, but it's delicious. And story number... I could hear static coming through. I thought it was Ash breathing. Anyway, story number 3, urgent recall of popular dairy milk alternative sold at Coles nationwide. So my little theme here is food recalls.
Don't call us, we'll recall you.
I know one of these stories.
Oh, calm down, Ash.
Yeah, I also know one of these stories.
I also know one of these stories.
Oh, what have I
Do
done?
we all know the same story?
It's a 50-50. Well, it's a 50-50, 50-50, 50-50.
Oh, no.
Or a 33-33-33.
It's a 70-30 split.
It's a 7-10 split.
Half
Can't believe
man, half
Otto
fish.
got that. That's
Others
a
think it's
7-10
more of a
split. That's
70
magnificent.
split.
Oh, now I'm starting to sweat beads here, guys. All right. So
Whatever the way, he's a very furphy bastard.
he's a very, very furphy man.
So we're not going to be able to work out which stories that we all know without spoiling it for other people if they're not the same one. So we're just going to have to guess.
Yeah, this is going to be
Without
one of
discussion.
those Spider-Man situations.
Oh, you're the real Spider-Man? No, I'm fake.
All right. Well, who's going to stab first?
Well, I want to hear some dates.
I would love to hear the
Oh,
dates.
yeah, of course. There are details.
Yeah, I do. So I've got them in dot points here because, why not? I got rid of all the fluff from each one. So here we are. So sheep feed grain recalled over chemical mismanagement. Family-run feed milling business East Coast Viners blamed for poison contamination in lamb products due to mismanagement of their chemical bromad. Oh, bring it up here. It's a bit small. Hello, little buddy. Lamb
Very
products.
creepy for audio listeners.
Tom's son just popped up on camera. Yes, that was a bit creepy. Thank you for putting that down, Ash. So I'll start again. Family-run feed milling business East Coast Viners blamed for poison contamination in lamb products due to mismanagement of chemical bromad loan used typically to kill rats and mice. The East Coast Viners supply feed grain to North Lancashire's largest feedlots, which supply the majority of Scotland's major supermarkets with lamb products. The feed grain was contaminated by rodents consuming the bait and dying in silos where the grain feed is stored. The Scottish business was publicly blamed by the country's Prime Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, for the national lamb recall across large supermarket chains. While the dose of poison wasn't enough to kill the animal, it was concern enough for human consumption. So story number 2, Kinder chocolate egg recall broadens over salmonella fears. Ferrero Australia has broadened the number of Kinder products being recalled over fears of a potential salmonella contamination. Ferrero Australia said the products have been available for sale nationally at Coles, Woolworths, Target, Kmart, Big W, independent feed retailers including IGA, and petrol stations, and online. The recall products are manufactured in Belgium. All other Ferrero products, including Kinder products, are manufactured in Italy. People are warned they may feel ill if the products are consumed. Quote, consumers should not eat this product and should return the products to the place of purchase for a full refund. Any consumers concerned about their health should seek medical advice. So no good. Ash would love some Kinder bloody chocolate right now. Dose up on that salmonella.
Oh, yeah. Is this a throwback to that really, really old cannibal salmonella joke we had like right at the start of this podcast? Like
That's
the
you've got to
one.
be with us from episode 1 to get that joke. So
I think it was more like episode 5 or 6, but it was a long time ago now.
Someone can look it up. Really,
Somebody go and listen to every single episode and tell us.
And story number 3, urgent recall of popular dairy milk alternative sold at Coles nationwide. A popular dairy-free milk alternative has been pulled from Coles supermarket shelves after a major retailer released a batch which has been contaminated. The 1 litre carton of Coles organic unsweetened coconut milk with the best before date of March 31st, 2023 has been recalled because it had an undetected presence of milk. The product was for sale in Coles supermarkets, Coles local and online in Victoria, as well as Coles Lavington and Albury stores in New South Wales. The recall is due to the presence of undeclared allergen milk. So yeah, they're my stories, boys. What are we thinking is the Furphy?
Well, I don't want to discuss which one I think is the one that I know, because then that may tip off the other two. And I fucked with Dan last week.
how dare you?
I don't think we've gotten past that yet.
You fucked him hard too.
Yeah.
I missed it. I missed a lot of things last week, didn't I?
Yep.
That was really good, Ash. When the episode is live, you should listen to it because Tom just gets down in a
fought
headlock
dirty,
and
baby.
chucks him off of a cliff. It's hilarious.
I still haven't forgiven the bastard.
I gave him the squirrel tackle, went straight for the nuts, and I just squeezed him.
You put them in your mouth.
And then I tried to get the almond milk out of him and realized there was a different...
Different kind of milk. All right.
All right.
I was going to say, let's get back on track, but then I laughed too much at Tom's milk joke.
It's a good joke. Don't blame me, mate.
Speaking of milk jokes, is that the Furphy?
You know what? I'm going to go out there and say it's number 2. I'm just going to... That's my guess. I'm putting my foot forward first. My first foot forward first. My bestest first foot forward first for number 2.
I'm going to go with number 1.
Yeah, I'm going to go with number 3.
Oh,
We've
fuck.
got him cornered, boy.
You got me cornered, you bastards. You bloody bastards. All right, so I can confirm. I need a little drum roll. I need a drum roll on this thing. I do somewhere. I don't know. I'm not going to find it. Yeah, that was good enough. So I can confirm story number 3 was indeed the truth. I can confirm story number 2 was the truth.
Oh!
I can confirm story number 1 was bloody cracked. Congratulations, Ash. Well done.
So the story that I knew was true was number 2.
Yes, that's also the one that I knew was true.
And-
well, I knew the number 3 was correct.
Oh, lucky you guys didn't talk. Holy shit, you would have got me.
And I
I
went
sort
with
of
number,
assumed...
I went with number 3
Sorry, you
because
go.
I was like, you know what? That's Drew's a farmer. He's either double bluffing or it seems like the sort of story that would crop across
Yes,
his
that's-
news desk. So
Exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, is that a double bluff? Because if so, it is a good one.
There was
But
one
I went with
line
it
on there
anyway.
that made me question it, and that was the fact that the Prime Minister or whatever there blamed them for the outbreak. No Prime Minister would be like, yeah, we're at fault. Like, oh, unforeseen circumstances have bow-dangled the whole grain industry.
For the grain industry, for unforeseen circumstances, I'm going to Hawaii.
I don't hold the grains, mate.
Yeah, well, I actually did a little bit of research into this because the businesses are a real Scottish business. I actually had to look up who the Prime Minister of Scotland was, and everything's real except for the whole story.
The story. Like that time that I looked up that Vietnamese snack company, and all of you thought that was fake because it was too close to another one or something like that. But it was a real company. And you guessed my Furphy on the back of that.
Dan's rubbing off on you, Drew, making you do the research and
Yeah, I know. It's a disease.
It's a slippery slope.
Speaking of Dan rubbing off,
We've got footage of you, Dan.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah, because you sent it
to you.
Yeah, exactly. It's consent.
And speaking of food recalls, it's time for my stories.
Oh.
What a segue.
Doritos bags will have 5 fewer chips in them thanks to inflation.
This is an outrage.
Yeah, this is bullshit. That's actually angered me.
Story number 2. American pizzeria creates pickle, passionfruit, and peanut pizza.
They just want the anaphylactics to die, essentially, is what I'm hearing.
What'd you say? You said pickle, peanut butter, and... Did you say pineapple?
Passion fruit.
Pickle, passionfruit, and peanut.
See, like, peanut could be all right. Like, satay, that would be pretty wicked. Pickle, I don't know. But passion fruit, absolutely not.
I love pickles, but I definitely would never put them on a pizza. Same
No.
with passion fruit.
Yeah, no, passion fruit's a no-go.
Where's your sense of adventure, boys?
Fucking not in my pizza taste. I'll go
not
on
at-
a track.
Not at motherfucking Domino's.
If you can't get it,
Story number 3.
Oh, sorry, Dan.
Yeah, right. Heston Blumenthal announces banana and bacon trifle in Waitrose partnership.
That's got to be real. He's a weird dude.
I know that name, but I honestly have no idea who that is.
No, I don't know.
So
He's
we've
a
gone from food
scientist.
recalls into actual food stories.
He's a scientist turned chef that does like all these crazy like meals and things, and like cooks a whole pig, and then like when he cuts it open, the intestines fall out, but they're sausages, like that kind of weird stuff.
Oh.
Right.
And the sausages turn out to actually be cake. And
Everything is cake.
Cut open a pig, it's just like, yeah, mushy cake, which is just
Oh,
gone.
this fucking real warm, moist, like dripping with moisture cake falls out because it's been inside a hot fucking cooked pig. Delicious. Can't wait to try it.
all right, so story number 1. Gas prices are rising and chip numbers are falling. As a result of inflation, bags of Doritos will now include 5 fewer chips.
Fuck. Oh, the
Food and Wine reports how Doritos is just the latest snack that has fallen victim to shrinkflation, an ever-pervasive phenomenon in which beloved foodstuffs are getting cut down due to size due to inflation. WTRF TV continues to report how the snack's parent company, Frito-Lay, confirmed this week how shrinkflation is forcing Doritos to shed 5 chips per bag. So, in the words of one representative, they can give people the same price so they can keep enjoying Doritos chips. The Daily Mail gives colour to the phenomenon by explaining how inflation has hit 8%, the highest seen in decades in recent times, with other household name brands such as Charmin, Bounty, Gatorade, and Crest grappling with spiking costs while trying to keep prices at reasonable levels. These 4 companies have also shrunk down their product sizes in order to keep costs tame for consumers, with Crest now selling 3.8-ounce toothpaste instead of 4.1-ounce tubes, and Charmin selling 244 2-plus sheets of toilet paper roll instead of 264. News 12 Bronx explains how analysts estimate that Frito-Lay will potentially save more than $50 million by cutting down on the number of Dorito chips in each bag. Bags, by the way, will go from weighing 9.75 ounces to 9.25 ounces.
That's the worst thing I've heard all week.
That's hard hitting
Absolutely
journalism.
disgusting.
Also,
Speaking of
for
absolutely
anybody-
disgusting.
For anybody listening at home, I think Drew was broken at the start of that story.
I was. I had to
Struggling
mute
keep
myself.
his composure.
No, that's no good, Dan. I hope that's the Furphy, because that's just... that's
This
disgusting.
is the Arnott's Bickies episode all over again.
Oh, the Kingston.
Oh, God, you got us good. I was
Got it
devastated.
so good. I went and bought a pack of not Kingstons, of Arnott's, like the mixed bag
Yep.
on the way home after that.
I went straight for just voting with my wallet. I bought just the Kingstons. I'm like, you know what?
I also bought just the Kingston, so
Yeah.
really, Arnott should be paying us.
Arnott's and Pride Lands.
Sponsored by Arnott's and Pride Lands. But we just have like a interstitial ad in the middle, just being like, just the boys from Pride Lands, just like, hey,
Eating Arnott's.
you know what I love? Well, the most when I'm not on tour, just dipping some, some Arnott's.
Dickin some Kingstons.
Just taking some Kingstons.
That's the title of the episode.
What do you think, Mason? I love taking some Kingstons. Oh, I love taking Kingstons.
The thing I love to do most when I'm not singing about death and kicking people in the head is Dickin Kingstons.
That's going to be the next.
And welcome back to Short Fast Loud. Coming up, we have Pride Lands with their new song, Dickin the Kingston.
It's like an Oreo made of cream, Dickin and Kingstons. What do I do? All right, Dan, please. Next.
Oh my god.
End us, please.
All right, story number 2. The pineapple on pizza debate has had a new challenger, and we think this one takes the cake for sure. Philadelphia pizza chain Balboa's has begun selling their prime pickled pizza, which comes with some interesting ingredients, all of them starting with the letter P.
Oh, they're putting penis on it.
Post Kingston penis.
Oh, God. All right. While we think everyone should be able to enjoy whatever flavor combinations they like, this is a bit too much for us. The prime pickled is topped with pickles, a drizzle of passion fruit and peanuts, alongside pepperoni, peppery pizza sauce, and Parmesan cheese. Customer reaction has been predictably mixed. I'm open to new things, but this is not good, reported customer Aaron O'Brien. The passion fruit is just too much. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. The passion fruit and the pickles give it a good tang that mixes well with the pizza sauce and the parmesan, said Brandon Harris. The peanuts add a crunch as well. I'd order this slice again.
I just like to imagine that, like that thing where that guy said, I'm open to new things, but this is just not good. He's the same guy from Tom's Story who wouldn't venture out of that one restaurant every week. He just won't try new things.
It was the same restaurant.
Yeah, that's just what he loves. He loves those pizzas. So
Balboa's owner Joe Marconi said the prime pickled had been their top seller over the past 3 weeks. While there are more than a few customers asked us why we'd come up with such a pizza, most of the feedback we've gotten has been very positive, stated Marconi. Customers have told us they never thought pickles and passion fruit would work so well together, and on a pizza as well. Sales reflecting this have reflected this, with the prime pickled outselling our regular number one, the Balboa Supreme. Our daily investigator reporters were less enthusiastic about the pie. We thought though it was better than expected, that it was too experimental and it didn't work too well at all for our tastes. If you want to drop into Balboa's and try the slice for yourself, the pizzeria has outlets on Chestnut Street in the French Quarter, Cedar Avenue in Cobbs Creek, and on North 22nd Street in Upper North Philadelphia.
So if that was the top selling pizza, it's like that's the top selling pizza, not because people like it. It's the top selling pizza for the same reason that so many people have seen Human Centipede.
Morbid curiosity.
yes.
Yes, not because they like it.
It's shocking and they want to have an opinion on it.
Yeah, and it's shock value, yeah.
And then
Anyway, continue.
Story number 3. We love bacon and we love trifle, but we never actually considered combining the two. But don't worry, Heston Blumenthal has done it for us in the form of a banana and bacon trifle. It's Christmas dessert being sold exclusively on the shelves of Waitrose this year. The trifle comprises of a caramelized banana compote, rum-soaked chocolate sponge, salted caramel sauce, a creamy vanilla custard, smoky bacon-flavored cream, and then topped with bacon bits. And although we've never tried a bacon trifle before, we can confirm bacon does work in desserts. Just look at our tasty bacon brownie recipe. Waitrose has seen trifles sales rise 34% year on year, proving the popularity of the retro dessert. But of course, Heston had to add his quirky twist to the classic dessert, admitting that he can't wait to hear about people's reactions upon tasting his creation. We have loved working with Heston to create a truly special trifle with a sense of humour. His range of products at Waitrose often works with classic dishes he loved as a child, and this trifle is no exception, says Aileen Wood, dessert buyer for Waitrose. The bacon twist works incredibly well with the rest of the ingredients and fits perfectly into Heston's innovative range of Christmas sweet treats. The trifle launches on Wednesday, 30 November in a pack of 2 mini trifles for £3.99, with a large version, £12.99, available from December. And don't worry, if you're not brave enough to try those bacon bits on top, they come in a sachet so customers can add them themselves.
So, Dan, just quickly, what was story number 1 again?
Doritos having 5 less chips per bag.
Yeah, the outrageous one. Disgusting. Hope that's.
But of course.
They're actually all pretty outrageous, Dan. I don't know. I'm offended.
So
I got to admit. Please apologise.
I very, very much could be shooting myself in both feet here, but I think I know which one's the Furphy because I think I know that 2 of these are true. I think. As I said, both feet, bullets, very possible.
So while he says he's been very busy with extra work, he's really just been reading the news.
Sounds like it.
That's my extra work.
Someone's had like all the major newspapers just on his desk, and he's just been reading through them.
He's the lead journalist for the Meekatharra Times.
It's what the turkey alarm is when there's a new newspaper being printed.
Somebody give me that turkey.
Yeah, you got to over the next week, Ash, find out what the turkey alarm is actually for, and let us know.
I have asked like 4 people, and all 4 of them have said, I've never known, and I've never thought to ask.
It's funny because you're in charge, so you got no one to ask. You have to ask like the CEO of
No,
one of the
actually,
companies.
I lie. One person said, "Yeah, that goes off when the turkey nest is full," and I was like, "What the fuck is the turkey nest?" But yeah, I don't know.
All right. I don't know.
But yeah, I'll let you guys pick first because I think I know which one it is.
What are your thoughts, Drew?
I've got no idea, but this is my rationale. Look, a lot of these can be true. There's lots of places experimenting with different types of pizza and foods, which is great. That's how you discover brand new things and get new inventions and palates sort of acquired and all that. I appreciate that, but when it comes to just different fruit on your pizza, that's a no-no. Like, I don't know. I respect people that enjoy pineapple on their pizza, but personally, I don't like it that much. But that's fine. That's just my choice. But when you go into passion fruit and stuff, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? I don't like you're making it into like an apple pie or something. It's not the go. And look, I haven't tried it myself, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm not in that.
He says that now.
I'm not in that part of the world.
Next time I'm coming down, I'm delivering you a supreme pizza with a drizzle of passion fruit around the top.
And pickles and peanuts.
But that's the thing, Dan. You won't be able to find a place around here that will make that.
I mean, I'll make it.
That's what I was going to say. You're going to have to make it yourself. But the thing is, are you going to be able to do that recipe justice? Are you going to be able to do that pizza
We shall
how it's meant to be made?
I don't think that pizza does itself justice.
No, I don't think it does either. But if Dan is really clutching his pearls here, being like, "Oh my God, Drew, you need to eat this pizza," which he never said, but I'm just going with that. Yeah. But as I can believe the Doritos one, I really don't want it to be true. But they've been sort of putting more air in their chips and all that, and that's just what companies do to meet their margins.
For the saving $50 million as well.
Very plausible. Now, Heston has been known to bring out shopping store lines of food of his, and the ingredients described seem very on par. Dan is grinning slightly right now, so I don't know.
I think he just stepped in a poo he did on the floor earlier, so he's like, "Oh, a bit cheeky."
It feels nice between my toes.
Yeah.
Better throw that in the cold fission room at the back. I don't know. Yeah, your argument was very on point there, Drew. I'm going to go with 2.
Number 2. I might go story number 1. I just want it to be a Furphy. I like Doritos. I don't want 5 less in my packet. That's not a world I want to live in. So just fingers crossed. Fingers fucking crossed, boys. That's the Furphy.
Ash, do you want to do
All
the
right,
honors?
so I will display my reasoning. I could be wrong, by the way. I don't definitely know these, but I'm almost certain that the Doritos story is true.
Yeah, no, I believe it, Ash. I believe it. It's fucking sucks.
I think I remember reading that somewhere. And number 3, the Hester Blumenthal one, I don't really know who he is or anything. I recognize the name, but I think I remember reading that combination as a supermarket seller. And so I think that one's true as well. The pizza one, though, if it is a Furphy, you've written it really well using all of the correct lingo and stuff, which made me question it. But I'm like, this is Dan. He would research this and know and do it right.
Dan
so
knows.
I think it's number 2 as well.
I'm sorry to break your heart, Drew.
Mm-hmm.
The Furphy's number 2.
Well done, boys. Well done, boys. Look, I get it. I get it.
That was, your downfall was writing it too well. Number 2.
How dare that journalism degree pay off?
The thing is with Dan, when it comes to these stories, he treats it as like a creative writing session, whereas Ash is like, oh, fuck, I'm on the bus home. What do I do? And
literally, man.
And
I'm literally saving all my Furphys and putting them into a portfolio later. So,
would you like to see it?
would you like to read about the most delicious pizza you'll ever try?
Well, Dan, if you do that, you should actually have a little link to the podcast underneath it too.
Hello, employer. Please listen to this podcast. That will mean I won't get the job.
And probably land me in jail. Or at least people on the podcast with me.
Just you, actually, just with what we've been talking
probably
about.
just me.
You really think passion fruit goes well with pickles on a pizza?
Disgusting.
I'm tempted to try that out now.
I mean,
If you made that, I would eat it.
Yeah.
next time, if we remember, next time we're all in Millicent at the same time, which God knows when.
We could do a special of like all 4 of us eating this pizza.
There's your Patreon goodness.
The prime pickled Patreon content.
And we could all dick some Kingstons.
So and there's your OnlyFans content.
And we'll invite the Pridelands boys. It'll be a whole thing.
Yeah. Was that
Ruin everyone's careers.
Well, you can't ruin ours. We don't have one, so it's all good.
This is true.
That's why I'm in Meekithara.
Yeah, so they can't find you. All right, boys. So that brings us to the end, but like every good South Park episode, what do we learn at the end of this episode? Personally, for me, I learned that, Kinder chocolate eggs, Ash loves them. Number 1, because you crack them open, you get a little surprise in there, bunch of kids come running up, but you can also give it a little bit of a lick and get yourself some salmonella. It's two birds, one stone as far as Ash is concerned. So that's what I learned.
Also, just before this ends, because you've said it again and it's reminded me, when you say salmonella, are you saying Simonella?
I don't know.
Like the name Simon and then Ella?
Salmonella.
Because that's what I'm hearing every time you say it.
I don't know. I probably did. I probably misspoke or something, but yeah, I don't know.
Salmonella.
You got to listen back to the show to find out.
It's a fish named Ella.
Salmon Ellis.
Isn't that the Rihanna song? Stand under my salmonella. Ella.
Wow.
He's just
I have
switched this
okay, so from this podcast, I have learned that I hate Tom.
That was a given before this podcast started.
From this podcast, I haven't learnt what the turkey alarm does. So
No, none of us have.
What have I learned?
That you won. You tricked us all. You win today's Furph.
There's a first time for everything, and it'll be. I'm going out on top, boys. I'm just going to retire here.
It was good knowing you, Tom. It was good talking to you on the pod.
Time to commit Sudoku.
That's a bit sad.
No, that number's 9.
Just scribble myself out.
Why did I do Sudoku in pen? All right, boys. That brings us to the end of our little drinking session here at the bar. Thank you very much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to talk with you, boys. It was nice to have a full bar once again. And, not with the town drunk Ash barging in last minute. It was good. It was good fun.
I got in before we started, and my audio was still scuffed halfway through.
Nah, it's all good. But I guess just to clarify, we all love each other. Ash is not a pedophile. He doesn't like salmonella.
I hate that we have to clarify that, but...
No. Well, Zencastr, which we were doing an audio recording on, did kick us off, so...
Maybe they were listening.
Look, they might have been. I actually don't know. For real.
That happened like the literal second I knocked my microphone cable and it disconnected, so that was because of me.
Say what you want. The Pakistan Super League.
They struck back. They're DDoS us.
It's a conspiracy, man.
I thought they were such nice boys too, but...
They love a pash.
They love a cheeky tongue kiss.
Well, don't we all, boys? Don't we all?
All right, guys. Excellent to see you and hear from you as always. Enjoy your weeks.
Au revoir.
You too, boys. Catch you later.
Bye.
Peace.
Featuring Harlem Shake Drew.
Crackin Furphys is lovingly crafted and recorded in the southeast of South Australia. The show is produced and hosted by me, Drew Agnew, and my co-hosts are Ash Wallace, Daniel Treadray, and Thomas McRobert. If you enjoy my work here as well as on my other podcasts, The House of Mario, Encore at The House of Mario, and A Drew Story, help spread the word by sharing us with a mate or leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you would like to show further support and help me achieve my goal of freeing up one working day a week to spend more time refining and creating podcasts, please consider checking out patreon.com/idruby, where for only $1 you get access to my secret recordings where I share everything behind the scenes. A big thank you to the legend Deejaayy for supporting the content at the podcast producer level on Patreon. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.